Good evening, and welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Mayor and City Council of the City of College Park. I'm Bianca Motley-Broom, your mayor, and we have a full quorum with council members McKenzie, Carn, Arnold, and Gay present, so I will call the meeting to order at this time, subject to my continuing objections to Ordinance 2024-01 and the omnibus motion passed by this body on January 2nd, 2024. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Tonight's invocation is going to be handled by Pastor Leonard.
Good evening, esteemed leaders and members of our community. It's an honor to be here tonight, standing before you as a pastor within this vibrant city of College Park. I shepherd the church entitled Legacy of Glory Ministries on 3557 Main Street. We gather together with gratitude and humility to invoke God's presence and guidance as we embark upon this important meeting. I want to acknowledge that all authority flows from God, and those given the honor and the privilege to walk as civil leaders within our community must depend upon the Lord's wisdom and seek his guidance and direction for his divine purpose. Abraham Lincoln once said, "I have been driven many times upon my knees by the overwhelming conviction that I have nowhere else to go. My own wisdom and that all about me seem insufficient for that day." I extend special thanks to Mayor Bianca Broom, Councilwoman Jamelle McKenzie, Councilman Joe Carn, Councilwoman Tracy Arnold, and Mayor Pro Tem Roderick Gay for their unwavering dedication and service. I would like to also recognize and appreciate all presiding governmental leaders and their respective offices. A heartfelt thanks to Dr. Dent for her invitation and continued support. As we come together tonight, let us unite our hearts in prayer, seeking divine wisdom and blessing for our city. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we come before you with faith and expectation, knowing that you are the source of all wisdom and strength. We honor you, and we ask for your divine guidance and favor to be upon those who serve as leaders in this government of our city. We lift up our city to you, and we acknowledge that it is you who carries all authority, all power, and all glory. We pray for those that are in authority so that we as a community could lead a quiet and peaceable life. Give them your wisdom, your guidance. We pray for a peaceful, harmonious community where love and justice prevail. Hear our cry, O Lord, as we pray these words. We bend ourselves to seek your face because you have a divine purpose for this city. Show us your ways. Guide us tonight. Assist us. You said where there is unity, there is strength. Where there is no unity, there is no strength. We ask tonight that unity will come within this city. Heal the broken fragments within our city and cause unity to come that we may unite for your divine purpose, prosperity, peace, grace upon the city of College Park. Give us your assistance and guidance tonight in this meeting and throughout the rest of our days. In Jesus' precious name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen again. Next is additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda.
Are there any additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda?
I have a few.
Councilmember Carn?
First thing, city manager, city attorney. As you all are aware, we established some guidelines in terms of proclamations and presentations. I have some of the proclamations and presentations as we're rotating it amongst council members and the mayor, but I do not have all of them.
Because I've got National Night Out. I'll be reading National Night Out.
Well, according to the guidelines, we're supposed to rotate that process where we all have an opportunity at the meetings where one council member's reading, so on, and the mayor, and so on.
I don't actually think that's what ordinance 2024-01 cites. So if you could point to the actual subsection, because I'm happy to, since this is an actual citywide event, happy to read it. And since we are here in the spirit of unity and moving forward, I'm happy to read the National Night Out Proclamation.
Well, these are all citywide proclamations, and we would like to do it in the manner of working together as we voted unanimously to do. So,
Great, I'll read it.
Well, that's not what we voted to do, so if I'm presenting the proclamations this time, I'd like to be able to.
Go right ahead.
I can't. You have the proclamation.
You've got 3, I've got 1, we're good.
No, Mayor, we want to follow the guidelines that we established, and I
What,
think we
what,
should.
what section of 2024-01 do you cite that says that I am unable to read a proclamation this evening?
City Attorney,
I don't have that ordinance in front of me.
all right. So do we have to take a vote for this, as opposed to just following the guidelines that we established, or what?
What section of 2024-01 do you cite that says I can't read the proclamation?
I don't have the ordinances in front of me. I was speaking to the city attorney in terms
All right.
of
So-
what we need to do here.
So I'm happy to read the National Night Out
City-
Proclamation.
city
I will
attorney.
read the National Night Out Proclamation. Let's move forward because we are here to do the business of our city and you were worried about me. So how about, what else do we have in terms of additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda?
Mayor, with all due respect, I'm not worried about you. I'm just trying to follow the guidelines that we all established here, and you're the only one that's not.
Well, and actually, Councilmember Carn, with all due respect, the ordinance 2024-01 actually doesn't even allow for the proclamations that are on tonight's agenda to be a part of the agenda because they are actually approved at the second meeting and presented at the first. And so since the body unanimously decided not to have a meeting at the last meeting in July, these proclamations should not be on the agenda in the first place. So that's actually a subversion of the ordinance that you cite.
Mayor, may I say something on this? The proclamations that I have for today were voted on in the second meeting in June. So mine are
Yes.
According to the legislation that we passed.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. You are correct for the ones that you did cite, and I apologize for that oversight. But again, I'm happy to do National Night Out. Are there any other additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda?
I have an
I
addition.
have something.
Yes, Councilmember Arnold.
There is a missing proclamation for Tia Singleton.
Yes, I'm aware,
okay, all right.
but we did go ahead and print that
Okay,
one out.
Yeah, it's
awesome.
printed.
All right, I just wanted to make sure that we didn't forget that one.
All right.
Before
And
we
that
get-
will be,
Is it here, or is it, are we,
Yes, you have 4 proclamations,
Okay,
2
so
for
we do have
Councilwoman
it.
McKenzie, 2 for Councilwoman
Okay.
Arnold.
all right.
Okay, I'd like to make a motion that this meeting adjourn from the regular session at 9:30 this evening, which means that all agenda items that are not completed by that time would be tabled until the next meeting. And at 9:30, if we have not completed all agenda items, we will move right into the report section. So my motion is to adjourn from the basic items on the agenda by 9:30 this evening. And if we are not completed with those items, we will table them until the next meeting.
I second.
so the motion on the floor is to do whatever work we can do before 9:30. Ms. Brown, can you repeat that one more time?
Councilwoman McKenzie, motion to adjourn from the agenda by 9:30, and all subsequential items not completed by 9:30 are to be tabled to the next council meeting, correct?
Correct.
And then we proceed to mayor and council reports.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, any discussion?
Upon training
McKenzie,
during our GMA conference, I sat in training, and I came to realize that there's quite a few things that we are doing in our meetings that are not necessarily proper meeting protocol, and there's several things that we are able to do that we do not do. And we as legislators need to be able to really have our attention focused when we are doing these meetings, having meetings going into the wee hours. The last meeting we were here lasted until 4:56 a.m. in the morning, and that was a disservice to the residents of the city of College Park, because you deserve to have legislators that have a clear, focused mind. None of us were functioning the way we should have functioned in terms of our optimal selves at 4:56. Had I attended the GMA meeting before that meeting, I would have ended that meeting, and I would have done a lot of things differently. I believe it's not fair to our staff, and it's not fair to our constituents to hold meetings that go to ridiculous times in the morning. Let's handle the business of the city while we have a mind, and we can focus and make legislation for the benefit and the betterment of the people of College Park.
Any additional comment? I think this is complicated by the fact that we failed to have a meeting in July, and we have over 30 items on this agenda of varying importance, but all the business of the residents of the city of College Park. So if we don't get it done tonight, then we're going to be pushing a number of things on to the second meeting in August. I don't know when some of this gets done. We have to continue to meet. And certainly, we should, in my opinion, go back to using consent agendas for budgeted items. There are certain things on this agenda that have already been approved in our budget process, like the purchase of a couple of trucks, some fire equipment and the like. All of those things can be looked at together, and I think it would be a very good thing for us to do. And I think that that is one way in which we can work to consolidate our.
That's my next motion, actually, Mayor. That is my next motion.
Well, hold on a second, because,
So
I mean, hold on
that
a
is the
second.
next motion.
Wait,
that
I
we're
understand,
making.
and I
Okay.
appreciate the fact that you had an opportunity to speak, and I know that at GMA, they will certainly tell you that mayors get a chance to speak across this state. And so I think that there are opportunities for us to look at that and make sure that we are being as efficient as possible with not only our time, but the public's time, and also having full explanation for the items on the agenda, because there are a number of things tonight that have a transmittal page with nothing else, and questions about who, what, when, where, and why. They're just silent to those things. So I think that if something ends up on our agenda in the first place, it should be ready to be deliberated on by this body to ensure that our entire community has full knowledge as we move forward. Any further discussion?
Yes,
Councilmember Carn?
I have some additions, and we're going to do a consent agenda here, hopefully here, have some consent items that I think.
Can we just finish the motion?
There's a
Oh, did
motion
we
on the
finish?
floor.
I have a motion.
A vote has not been taken. You had comment on
No,
your discussion?
not on that.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? That motion is unanimous.
I'd like to make a motion at this time that all budgeted items on the agenda be handled in a consent agenda. Those items are, and some of those items that may not be mentioned that are budget, they are in the budget, if that makes any sense. These are items H, M, O, P. I think there is a concern with Councilwoman Arnold for Q, so we can leave that out. H, M, O, P, R, S, U, W, X, Y, double A.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so that is consideration of an action, item H is consideration of an action on the approval of a citywide services contract with Favor House for annual community food distribution in the budgeted amount of $50,000. Item M is consideration of an action on a request to approve the North Star Statement of Work for meter integration with Nighthawk in the amount of $14,596. Item O is consideration of an action on a request to renew the existing 5-year Johnson Controls Fire Protection Agreement for the GICC in the amount of $30,126.76. Item P is consideration of an action on an action to accept the Fulton County Arts and Culture Grant Award in the amount of $22,500 to support the City of College Park's recreation and cultural arts programs for citywide events. Item R is consideration of an action on a request for approval of a bid received to purchase 2 new pickup trucks for the meter reading division fleet in the amount of $87,870. Item S is consideration of an action on a request to approve the renewal proposal of the Paymentus electronic billing and payment services with fee reduction from $495 to $425. Item U is consideration of an action on a request from Colliers for approval to proceed with upgrading the building automation system aspect, which provides a means of communication to all field DDC controllers in the amount of $211,575. Item W, consideration of an action on a request to purchase fire personnel protective clothing utilizing municipal emergency services as the city's protective clothing and turnout gear supplier at a cost of $75,000. Item X, consideration of an action on a request to purchase fire department uniforms utilizing North America Fire Equipment Company as the annual uniform supplier at a cost of $45,000. Item Y, consideration of an action on a request to utilize First Due for the fire department reporting system and approve the service agreement at a cost of $40,375. And item AA is consideration of an action to approve a proposal for a chess pavilion at Charles E. Phillips Park.
City Manager,
Yes, sir.
I do believe that the city clerk is supposed to sound agenda items. If we're gonna have a meeting in orderly with the guidelines that we have established, we need to do it that way. Otherwise, what's the point of establishing guidelines and ordinances?
And that wasn't sounding the agenda, that was just making sure that the motion was clear.
That
And
was
so,
sounding the consent agenda. That
sir,
was sounding the agenda.
with all due respect, I was making sure that the audience was clear on the items that were actually going to become a part of this consent agenda, and I appreciate that you
That-
might have been clear on it, because there might have been conversations prior to this, because it seems like everyone is good with it. But this is the first time that our residents and our guests and everyone has heard this. And so I want to make sure that everyone is clear on what's on that agenda. And
That's
so
what
in regard to
we have
item
the city
H,
clerk for, Madam Mayor, with all due respect, point of order. We
Okay.
have a city clerk
we do.
to sound agenda items.
Thank you, sir. So item H,
Mayor,
where is that coming from? Where is that budgeted from?
Can we, Jesus, help us, Lord. Help the city of College Park, Lord. We need
The
you.
sponsor of the item is sitting right there beside you. That's
I understand, but where is it budgeted in the city's budget, Dr. Adediran? Item H.
Councilman Carn.
Item H, that's budgeted within the, community benefits, budget, I believe. And, I think at the last meeting, I asked specifically that we made sure that that was earmarked under that title, within the budget document at some point or another, so, it is budgeted.
So that would be part of your community enhancement program?
That's correct.
Okay. regard to the Paymentus billing services, Dr. Adediran,
What item you talking about, ma'am?
that is item S.
Okay, point of order here. I think we are setting the agenda. I also had another item here. I don't think, we're not discussing agenda items here right now. So I think we need to establish the order of the meeting here first and finish that. I also am recommending that, to save time here, that we put the workshop session and budget session minutes on a consent agenda if there are no objections there, to kind of move things forward a little bit.
Councilmember Carn, are you saying that everything from item 4 as well, in addition to these other items?
I'm suggesting consent agenda, a second consent agenda.
A second consent
consisting
agenda.
of,
Okay, we're not there yet because we haven't voted on this one.
well, we can't vote on it because you're discussing items, Mayor, which is out of order of how we do things.
Yeah, and so actually doing a second one would be out of order as well. So let's both get back in order, and we can go ahead, and if there is any additional conversation, any questions on those items, H, M, O, P, R, S, U, W, X, Y, and double A. All right, hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
All right, so that is Councilmembers McKenzie, Carn, and Gay in favor. Councilmember Arnold is opposed. The motion passes. Councilmember Carn?
And again, to save some time here, I would suggest we do a second consent agenda consisting of agenda items 4, A, B, C, D, and E. If there are some objections, or if we had some corrections that someone wanted to pull out, it's fine. But if there are no objections, that'd be my motion.
Okay, so there's a motion to treat all items under item 4 as a consent agenda. Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second. All right. Any other additions, deletions, amendments, or changes to the agenda? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you.
Presentation of minutes, workshop session minutes dated May 22nd, 2024. I'm sorry, that's a typo. June 7th, 2024.
Is there a motion?
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
City Manager, I'd like to know, is there a reason why we don't have the minutes for the June 7th regular session and the June 17th workshop and regular session? We're missing 3 sets of minutes from this agenda today. And one of the reasons that we gave, one of the reasons we didn't have the July 15th meeting was we wanted to give staff a chance to get updated. And these minutes are now 6-7 weeks old, and we haven't gotten them. So, and I think there is some type of law out there that you really need to approve the minutes at the next meeting. So my question is there a reason why we don't have the minutes for June 7th and June 17th?
I will get with my interim deputy city clerk, and in the next meeting, I'll report back.
So is there a motion to approve the workshop session minutes from June 7th?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay.
Hold on.
Councilmember Arnold, discussion?
I have a correction to make, so yes.
I withdraw my second.
Well, I mean, she can go ahead and.
Yeah, I just have one correction to make before it gets approved, and that's on line 678. It has third-party pool, and it should be a third-party tool.
Okay.
That's the
Councilmember
only-
Carn, Councilmember Gay, still willing to do your motion and second with that change from Councilmember Arnold?
Yes.
Councilmember Gay?
Second.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Hearing none, that is unanimous. Budget session from May 1st, is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That was unanimous. Budget session for May 2nd. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilmember McKenzie. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. That is unanimous.
Thank you. Budget session minutes dated May 7, 2024.
Is there a motion?
I can barely hear you, Queenie. I'm sorry.
Budget session minutes dated May 7, 2024.
Is there a motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That is unanimous. May 9th, is there a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. That is unanimous. We are on to proclamations, resolutions.
Question here. This set of minutes is a whole lot smaller than the other ones. I don't know if it's a reason for that. Is it just because it was so many pages? Is that just to save space?
Which set of minutes? One of the budget meetings was short.
I see
All
the
of them
May-
weren't
late
long.
night.
I think one of them was probably like less than 40 minutes to an hour, and the
Well-
other ones were several hours.
All right, I just noticed this was in completely different type font, so it's in size, so just curious about that. But, all right.
All right, we are on to proclamations, resolutions, plaques, and announcements.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. I'm sorry, good evening instead of good afternoon. So I have two employee All-Stars of the Month, one for June, one for July. So I will go ahead. We did not have the photos because they are going to be taking them soon. So I will go ahead and tell you who they are. So this employee joined the City of College Park in February of 2020 and has proven to be an incredible asset to our team and shows exceptional dedication. She wears many titles gracefully and efficiently while never skipping a beat or complaining, whether taking the lead on a challenging project or lending a hand to a colleague in need. She consistently goes above and beyond. She is a true leader and team player who exemplifies our core values. The All-Star of the month of June is Miss Subretha Beasley. Subretha is out today, so I want to recognize her. The next one, the employee joined the City of College Park in April 2019. She goes above and beyond on every shift and is always professional to citizens and her coworkers. She wears many hats on her shift. She is a senior officer and a field training officer. She volunteers to train new hires and volunteers for duties that are not even assigned to her. Her attitude is always very positive, and she displays excellent leadership skills. The All-Star for the month of July is Miss Camille Smith.
All right, group. On the count of three. 1, 2, and 3. Again. 1, 2, and 3. Last time. 1, 2, and 3. I need one more. Absolutely. Absolutely. 1, 2, and 3. Once more. 1, 2, and 3. Perfect. Thank you.
Next, presentation, proclamation to Ebony Austin. Moving along, Ms. Roshawn Dorsey.
See if she'll come on down. Woo! Affectionately known as Miss Rose. And it's an honor and a privilege to present this to you, Miss Rose. This month we are celebrating National Black Business, and I just thought that this would be fitting for you for all you've done to our community. So I'm going to read this. City of College Park proclamation recognizing Roshawn Dorsey. Whereas Roshawn Dorsey, affectionately known as Miss Rose, is a dynamic, inspirational speaker, entrepreneur, and advocate whose story resonates with triumph over adversity, the power of resilience and perseverance. And whereas Miss Rose is the founder of Miss Rose Dance Closet, a premier dancewear boutique catering to all skin tones, and they do that, ages, sizes, for all genres of the performing arts located in historic College Park. And whereas Miss Rose's journey from a young dance enthusiast in Compton to a multifaceted community leader in Georgia is a testament to her unwavering spirit, having begun her dance career at the age of 13 and overcoming significant life-changing obstacles, including being told that she would never dance again after a severe car accident and being struck with Bell's palsy. And whereas, with grace and determination, Miss Rose opened up her dance studio, In Motion Dance, in 1999, creating an award-winning dance company and continuing her passion despite physical challenges. And whereas Miss Rose has received numerous accolades, including membership in the National Coalition of 100 Black Women Incorporated, Mecca Chapter, the Trailblazer Award from the Tri-Cities Performing Arts Magnet High School, and Business of the Year for Historic College Park. And whereas, through her organization, Permission to Fly, which means fully love yourself, Miss Rose empowers and inspires girls and women with rare visible medical conditions, offering activism, advocacy, and leadership opportunities, and creating programs such as the Arts in College Park, and the Dressing Your Dreams Award, and the Ashley Rose Memorial Scholarship. Whereas Miss Rose's commitment to education is reflected in her partnerships with Tri-Cities High School, Stillwell High School, and as her roles as a respiratory therapist, CPR, and first aid instructor, and real estate agent. And whereas Miss Rose is a proud mother and grandmother, continuing to inspire those around with her resilience, her leadership, and her dedication to community service. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed by the mayor and the City of College Park's City Council that we do hereby recognize Roshawn Dorsey, proclaim this 5th day of August, 2024. And I'd like to call it Roshawn Dorsey Day in the City of College Park. Would you like to say something?
Thank you.
Next proclamation, LeAnne Lynn.
I don't think that she is here this evening, but we do have her representative I think Councilwoman McKenzie actually did a great job. I may not be as animated. However, she did mention that we are recognizing Black businesses for Black Business Month, National Black Business Month. And so this proclamation goes to Buttermilk Biscuit and Miss LeAnne Lynn. Whereas it is with great honor and admiration that the City of College Park commends the exceptional and accomplishments and contributions of LeAnne Lynn, an esteemed board member of the College Park Main Street Association and the visionary owner of Buttermilk Biscuit. And whereas LeAnne Lynn has demonstrated an unwavering commitment to the betterment of our community through the acts of kindness, support, generosity, as evident in her invaluable donations to the City of College Park Police Department, Tri-Cities High School, and Drew Hill basketball team. And whereas LeAnne Lynn has selfishly dedicated her time and expertise to educate and inspire future entrepreneurs by teaching a class on entrepreneurship at the Woodward Academy, empowering and shaping the minds of our youth and becoming leaders in the business world. And whereas LeAnne Lynn has displayed remarkable business acumen and entrepreneurial success as it exemplified in anticipated expansion of Buttermilk Biscuit to the City of College Park by taking it to Fairburn and bringing delectable culinary creations to the new communities and contributing to the economic growth of our region. And whereas the extraordinary accomplishments of Buttermilk Biscuit have garnered well-deserved recognitions in our esteemed city of College Park through publications such as the Atlanta Magazine, the Atlanta Journal and Constitution, South Fulton News, Marietta Daily Journal, and many others, further solidifying its reputation and beloved establishment in the culinary landscape. And whereas Buttermilk Biscuit its ongoing commitment to excellence is evident in its current expansion in College Park, we're happy to hear about that, creating more inviting and accommodating environment for its patrons and of course additional jobs. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Mayor and City Council of College Park, Georgia do hereby recognize the remarkable achievements and contributions of LeAnne Lynn and the Buttermilk Biscuit establishment, proclaimed this 5th day of August, 2024.
Next proclamations for Tia Singleton.
Oh, don't you look beautiful today? The next proclamation that I have is for Miss Jatia Singleton. And this one reads, whereas the month of August is recognized as National Black Owner Business Month, a time to celebrate and support the contributions of Black-owned businesses to our community and economy. And whereas Jatia Singleton Taylor, affectionately known as Coach Tia, has distinguished choreography and esteemed founder of the owner of the Main Attraction Dance Studio. Miss Singleton Taylor was born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, and is an alum of Duluth High School. She earned a Bachelor of Science degree in criminal justice with a minor in psychology from Albany State University in 2004. And whereas Ms. Singleton Taylor has amassed numerous accomplishments and accolades throughout her career and has dedicated her efforts to nurturing the next generation of leaders. And since 2008, Main Attraction Dance Studio has been a cornerstone of the College Park community. We thank you. Offering transformative experiences and exceptional programs such as the Dancing Towards Sisterhood Summer Dance Camp. And whereas Ms. Singleton Taylor has tirelessly worked to connect dreams to reality by integrating the arts with education, thereby empowering young girls, she has committed her life to building strong foundations through dance, providing artistic opportunities for expression and development, and promoting discipline, self-acceptance, mental awareness, and dedication. And whereas the City of College Park is committed to recognizing and celebrating the achievements of Black entrepreneurs and the positive impact that they have on our city. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that the Mayor and City Council of College Park, Georgia, do hereby recognize the remarkable achievements and contributions of Ms. Jatia Singleton Taylor.
Next presentation, National Night Out 2024.
All right, we've been waiting for this event since August of last year. And everybody who's involved, come on down. Yeah, it was you. You did this. You did this. Whereas the 41st Annual National Night Out, a unique crime drug prevention event sponsored by the National Association of Town Watch, has been scheduled for Tuesday, August 6, 2024. And whereas the National Night Out provides a unique opportunity for the City of College Park to join forces with thousands of other communities across the country in promoting cooperative police community crime prevention efforts. And whereas all residents and businesses play a vital role in assisting the College Park Police Department through joint crime, drug, and violence prevention efforts in the City of College Park, and is supportive of National Night Out 2024 locally, and whereas it is essential that all citizens of the City of College Park be aware of the importance of crime prevention programs and the impact that their participation can have on reducing crime, drugs, and violence in the City of College Park, and whereas police community partnerships, neighborhood safety, awareness, and cooperation are important themes of the National Night Out program. So now, therefore, we, the Mayor and City Council of the City of College Park, do hereby call upon all citizens of the City of College Park to join with the College Park Police Department and the National Association of Town Watch in supporting the 41st Annual National Night Out on August 6, 2024. Further, let it be resolved that we, the Mayor and City Council, do hereby proclaim Tuesday, August 6, 2024 as National Night Out in the City of College Park.
right, next I have remarks of citizens. First, I have Emmy Nehammer, City Hall, 9th Street, to discuss staff.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
How are you? It is with the blessing of the city manager that I stand before you tonight. As your interim city clerk, I ask for your patience and grace. Today is day one, and it has been an adventurous day, but a very good day. And I will say that I have enjoyed meeting the staff here. But I wanted to give you a little bit of background and share some of my background with the city and with the citizens of the city. I've been following the city of College Park for a while. I know. And I'm not talking about just in 2024. When I was the city clerk at the city of Chamblee, there was a lot happening in College Park, and you guys were revitalizing and talking about revitalizing the city, and others took note. Chamblee was also going through something very similar. So I've been watching the city of College Park for a long time. I served there for a little over 8 years. In 2020, I was diagnosed with cancer, and after completing a year of chemo, radiation, and surgery, I made the decision not to return. They were very, very gracious during my time there. Since then, I have decided to go back to school, and I'm pursuing a master's degree. But I've also served in interim roles at several other cities. The city of Stone Mountain 2 years ago for about 6 months, and the city of Doraville last fall for about 4 months. Cities that are diverse, culturally, age, those are things that I love. And I want you to know that I am truly honored and blessed to stand before you as your interim city clerk for as long as it takes for you to find somebody else. But I do want to remind you, and I'll remind the citizens, this is a part-time position at the moment. But I will work hard for you in that capacity while I am here. I will continue to train the staff that is here, and we will do everything we can to make sure that we represent you well in the city clerk's office. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, I have James Walker of 2071 Rugby to discuss governance and transparency.
Thank you, Council and Mayor. Over the last few months, it has become apparent to me and others that despite our efforts to meet and address our concerns with Council, they continue to fall on deaf ears. So with that said, I will use this time wisely to address the citizens of College Park and highlight several very important issues of concern. First, City Manager, where are we in our search and recruitment efforts for department heads and other positions? How long are we as a city going to run off a skeleton crew and interim positions? How long are we going to accept the same tired response? We are working on it. City Manager, we ask that you provide the people that you serve a periodic status report on each and every vacant position, including yours. If we are serious about transparency, I think it prudent that we know exactly how our tax dollars are working for us in this area. Secondly, when are we going to demand transparency and details surrounding Councilman Carn's international travel expenses? We need to know where you went, when did you go, why did you go, whom did you speak with, and how is it related to city business? Correct me if I'm wrong, but the last time I checked, the only thing that had been submitted was just an approval for international travel with no supporting documentation. Councilman Carnes, why should you be exempt from following policies and procedures, and why should your colleagues not demand transparency from you? Since you work for us, sir, we demand to see your travel expense report and the reimbursement that corresponds with every dime of our tax dollars. You, sir, do not get a pass on this, and neither will those who sit beside you and uphold you in this course of conduct that is unbecoming of a council person. Third, Councilman McKenzie, I strongly suggest that you cease with your harassment and intimidation antics towards myself and others. I came up to City Hall today to pay my electric bill like I normally do and sign up for public comments
as instructed with the city clerk, only to be met with a harassing and threatening email from your attorney 20 minutes upon my arrival back at my office, demanding to know why and what my reasoning was for coming to City Hall and why I was speaking with Queenie. Now, Councilman McKenzie, you should know better than that. I'm a tax-paying citizen and deserve to be treated the same way as everybody else. You and your attorney made assumptions that were not true, and now I see what others are referring to when they say you create a hostile environment laden with intimidation. To think that you, through your attorney, can threaten and harass me and mandate that I explain to you as to why I was up here in City Hall is surprising even for you. Hear me and hear me well. I will not be intimidated, threatened, or harassed by you, your attorney, or anyone else that works for me in this building.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I have Sherry Godfrey of 1966 Lyle Avenue to discuss transparency and governance.
Hi, my name is Sherry Godfrey. I reside at 1966 Lyle. I'm not on the payroll of the city, and I don't have any contracts with the city either. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to share my concern. I'm concerned about the proposed change to shift inspections from buildings with 5 or more units to those with 10 or more units. This change makes our community less safe. Smaller buildings need regular inspections to catch problems like fire hazards, broken structures, and without these checks, people get hurt. Second, this change is going to hurt low-income and Black communities the most. Many live in smaller buildings and they rely on inspections to make sure their homes are safe. We can't put these people at more risk. Third, this could lead to more lawsuits against the city. If something happens in a building that wasn't inspected enough, the city might be blamed and could face legal costs. And fourth, this change looks like it's helping only a few property owners, which is not fair and feels like favoritism. It can make people lose trust in city council. Fifth, the Ward 1 meeting last Saturday, it was clear that Councilwoman McKenzie, city manager, nor city workers knew much about this proposal. It shows we need a detailed study and more discussion before making such a big change. And finally, Councilman Carn, who always supports low-income rental tenants, this proposal is against his effort to protect these residents. It's an opposite of what he usually professes from this platform. It undermines his work and his legacy. I urge you to reconsider this change and keep the current inspection rules as they are. Don't create slums in College Park.
Thank you.
Next, I have Tom Coleman of 1993 Cambridge to discuss floodplain.
Floodplain.
Okay,
Yeah.
Ms. Coleman.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. May I draw your attention to the proposed Community Resource Center at Willis Park. It's item BB in tonight's agenda, page 673 of your 760-page long package. At the right cost, this is a good idea, but in a very poor location. Willis Park is in a floodplain, and any permanent building there is inadvisable. There are several important considerations. Our city regularly denies zoning variances to private citizens to build in floodplains, so this is a poor precedent. Private flood insurance is based on the overall area risk, so increasing number of buildings in area floodplains may well drive up private insurance costs higher. Lastly, our city struggles to obtain insurance for itself without increasing exposure. Similar proposals for construction in the Willis Park floodplain have been denied in the past. The considerable churn in the positions of city manager, city engineer, and code enforcement seems to have cost us corporate knowledge of this. I might also point out that there's zero cost information given on that item. Again, it could very well be a good idea, just find a more suitable location within Ward 2. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Next, I have Spice City of Jackson, 1937 Cambridge, to discuss general business. Next, I have Rex Willis, 1927 John Calvin, topic of discussion undisclosed.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
Good evening.
First, I would like to thank Prophet Adrian. Thank you so much for the invitation.
Wonderful.
Awesome job.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. When I came up, I was thinking about really what I was going to really talk about. Had a lot of things to talk about. But first, I'm going to be very quick. Like I said to Councilwoman McKenzie, Saturday, great event, great turnout with the uniforms and everything that you're offering citizens in this community is so awesome, and we appreciate it. Councilman Carn with City Fest, which this past weekend, such an awesome job. It's a great job. Like I said to several citizens, and I'm going to offer it again, we seem to be very engaged now, which is a good thing. I've always been engaged. A lot of people said Rex and the Willis family is involved with a lot of things. You know why? Because we get off our rear ends and we work and we're involved. Someone said, we don't want to talk about the past, we want to go forward. And I agree. We do want to go forward. That's what the Vice President said. We're not going back. And she's right. But you got to know a little history about the past so you can move forward, that you know about go forward in the future. So what I want to say very quickly, Sabrina Willis, well, it's Dr. Sabrina Willis now, so I want to say congratulations, Sabrina, for you getting your doctorate. When you talk about service, you have to say Sabrina. Over 30-some years in the city, giving back to this community. A lot of you all don't know, College Park wasn't a place for city till Sabrina got the thing so it would be a place for city. The Welcome to College Park, which the mayor knows, Sabrina got the initial grant, then the city came in and put some money, but initially Sabrina got the grant to do that mirror on Welcome to College Park. The 3 parks that you see, Sabrina got those parks. A lot of people say, well, why is her name on a park? Well, the reason why her name is on a park is because she got those parks through a grant. One of the only citizens in the United States with Kaboom to have 3 parks. Then she helped Main Street to write a form, what they asked her to do, and she wrote a letter to help Main Street also, but she did not write the grant. But the other 3, she wrote the grant for it. That's why if you look out on the little placard in front of Tracy Watt, Sabrina Willis Park, and Bill Badgett, you'll see Favorite House out there because she got the grant for that. Sabrina, and when you want to go back to talk about service, Sabrina.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Prophet Adrian is on up after me next. He give me his minutes. It's right after me.
Hold on, wait, Councilmember Carn.
Miss Willis is after you.
Well, but he's
Hold
donating
on,
his minutes to
Councilmember
me.
Carn, hold on. Ms. Brown?
After Mr. Willis is Mrs. Willis.
Okay.
I'll make a motion for you to finish your thought.
Let him just take our time. That's all.
Are you taking
He's just
Sabrina?
gonna take our time.
No, I'm taking
We don't have a lot of time.
Pastor Adrian.
All right.
He's on there.
You okay with it? Yes. Okay, that's fine. Go ahead. 3 minutes.
So my minutes start. Okay, I'm gonna not take the full 3 minutes. But the food pantry and giving back, because in the last 25 years, we have seen a need in the city. Sabrina and I have paid out our pocket for the last 25 years to give back. The CEO from the food bank, what he had never done before, came to Favorite House, was so impressed, instead of going through a whole bunch of formality, he put us on there immediately. And ever since then, we've been trying to help and assist citizens in the city of College Park. We're not coming here with our handout, and like the mayor said, we want to be openly and transparent. You go on Google Sabrina, you Google Sabrina Willis' name, you can see what we do. You hear us a lot down from your house, so I'm sure you know when we're doing a lot of things on Saturdays and Fridays, giving back to the community. I've been a coach for 30 years here in the city, giving back to youth. When we used to go out of town, before Charles Phillips wrote a contract to help us in a small assistance, we used to spend $20,000 to $25,000 Tracy White used to help years ago to help young ladies and young men to travel all over the United States and fly, but they never had the opportunity. So with you all doing what you did tonight, I want to say thank you to assist. It ain't to Sabrina and I. It's for the community. We'll be able to do more for the community that is in need. We had calls come 12 o'clock at night, 7 o'clock in the morning. People don't have food. As you see, I'm not going hungry. So thank God. But a lot of people are. So we do need to help and assist people who are in need. And by the city helping us to assist and help, it's making a difference. So I don't want anybody to get it twisted, think they helping Sabrina Rex. So, but I do think, and I talked to James tonight, he said that he want to help. Anyone else, I want you to help. Come up when we having a food giveaway and distribution. Thank you to the police department. Thank you for the fire department. Thanks to everyone that really comes and supports this community. So we really appreciate you and what you do. Thank you, Dr. Manu. I really appreciate what you're doing. You've been through a lot. You're counting a lot. I know it hasn't been easy.
Thank
but
you,
now I'm
sir.
going to let Sabrina come up.
Yes, next I have Sabrina Willis, 1927 John Calvin Avenue.
My favorite saying is, woo, woo, woo. Woo-de-de-woo. We have a wonderful community, an awesome community. And for Rex to say the words that he just said about the service that we have done in this community, most people don't even know the countless hours. A lot of times people are asleep. I'm working. Not for me. I had a few things I wanted to say. If I can get them. First and foremost, I am the mother who has raised 8 children in the city of College Park. 18 grandchildren now that I nurture. And I keep them involved. But not only have I kept my grandkids involved, I'm reaching out to bring more young people to the events that we are having. And you all some of you all have come out. We have seniors that come out. And when we bring the young people out to these events, they say their lives have just been so enlightened to be able to come out and to be with the young people and to give back. But quietly, as it's kept, my family and I, along with my organization I founded, have made significant contributions to the prosperity of the city of College Park. For over 20 years, as the founder of Favor House, I have sacrificed to help build champions, not only my own children, but many others in our community. I have always believed that the opportunity to access and to resources our children can excel on the world stage. I've proudly served 12 years on the Business Industrial Development Authority, where I worked diligently to advance the interests of our community. Additionally, I spearheaded initiatives in the city of College Park to do some great things. During COVID, I did, writing that grant for the mural. I was very hurt, and I'm gonna say the truth right now. Right before COVID, I wrote the grant for the mural that's now on Main Street. Gathered several community partners and people in our community, citizens, to be on that board to help us to get the pictures and get the ideas for that.
Thank you, ma'am.
Can I get just 1 minute, please?
Motion to continue.
Finish
your thought.
Okay, but during that time.
Hold on.
Okay.
He's made a motion, but we have to get a second. Councilmember Carn made a motion for Mrs. Willis to continue her thought. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll move forward to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, that's unanimous. Go right ahead.
But during that time, I was really went through a lot about being taken off of the by the board. But also, even during the mural, someone else was brought on to help to spearhead. And during that time, I was kind of just pushed back through the whole process, and it was very hurtful. And a lot of times, people just don't know how their actions not only affect people who give back of their time, their money, and their resources. For someone to just say, hey, you get back. You don't have any more use for you. But that did not stop me. I continued because it's in my heart. I'm a server. I know how to work. And I just want to say that, but thanks a lot. Got more work to do. I'm super excited about the food pantry and being able to serve food. I'm here to tell y'all, our city is moving. We are a city on the move, and good things are getting ready to happen. And I just thank you all for just putting in the resources to help the people.
Thank you.
Next, I have Elizabeth Lester, 2003 Cambridge Avenue, to discuss governance.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Good evening.
I'd like to read tonight from a message that my former councilman posted today, the illusion of transparency. Since the beginning of the year 2024, I have been observing council meetings as an outsider from a high level. I've browsed the agendas and watched a few stream portions of the meetings, noting the lengthy, often chaotic procedural housekeeping dialogue. At the same time, also noting the often limited substantive discussion of the actual agenda items at hand. I have been dismayed by the impact of last-minute items being added to the agenda at meetings. Some without forewarning, information going to at least some of the governing body, and then being processed with little or no objection from the 4 council persons, while the mayor was muzzled from objecting or directing. And all the time, this process was touted as being transparent, presumably transparent to the citizens who were attempting to make sense of it. It has been 7 weeks since the last June 17th council meeting. I had hoped that this period of respite would allow interim city manager and the new council to take a breath, renew, get organized, and live up to their claim of transparency. I decided to look at some of the agenda items in the packet to see how understandable, transparent they were. I was disappointed. For the sake of time, I'll abbreviate some of these. $50,000 contract with Favor House to manage food distribution. This is what we set up Ignite to do, and what it has been doing very well. Is this in addition to or in lieu of Ignite? I think we still have that question tonight. Finding executive search firms for recruitment of department directors for the city. This appears to be paying a contractor to find search firms, also contractors to find department heads. I would hope that we would simply first consider the services of the search firms we have previously used. Do they not want to work with us? Presumably the total of $60,000 obligated so far went for other services as well. And this is with respect to the ongoing extension of Ms. Stewart's contract. Ward 2 Community Resource Center. Why would council approve the first phase of a project without any cost data and no idea of what future phases and their cost would be? Raise the number of multifamily units below which inspections are not required from 5 to 11. The city has had serious problem maintaining the quality of apartments that are subject to inspection. Why would cutting back on inspections be desirable? The documentation in the packet does not give a rationale. International travel for Councilman Carn. Where is the detail? In the past, international travel that he and I have taken has been paid for by the county. Who is paying for this? If the city, how much and why? Transparency would be good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Going off the list assigned in, I have John Ross, 3707 Main Street, topic undisclosed. Dr. Adediran, do you want this to be shown during this remarks? The thing, this on the thing, you want that shown? It's your discretion. So that's enough. All right,
Yes.
great.
Okay, so, City Manager, now, this is public comments, and I understand we have public comments and we want to hear public comments. Mr. Rosser, that's something that we generally have not done in public comments, if I'm not mistaken. I've never seen that happen. Now, if you have some documents for us, if you could just hand them up there to us, and that way we can take them. But I don't think a video presentation is
It's not a video
appropriate. That's
presentation.
just my opinion. I thought I saw
Just one picture.
presentation.
It's just one picture.
Okay, well, do you just have a paper copy of it you can give us?
No, I was going green and using electronic.
City Manager, the reason I ask is because I don't want to set a precedent up here where everyone can put together their own workshop presentation within all of 3 minutes. And Mr. Rosser, no disrespect to you in any manner at all. If you've got information for us.
There's someone here who's got a phone that's out of, yeah. If you can step out with the phone.
So, again, I would just recommend, I don't want to start a precedent that when we talk about the length of public comments, and we want to hear from the public, and we want to see whatever it is that you have to show us and address us with. So we have had public to come and give some documents or whatever have you to us. And just speaking for myself, I think it'd be probably best if we continue to do it that way. If you want to hand something to the city clerk and she give it to us, then maybe we do it that way. So we don't want to not accept it or see it, but I don't think we should do it this way where everybody can put together their own presentation. Because if we start allowing it for one, we have to do it for everyone.
So we do not have.
We don't want to open up that can of worms, and we are running out of time. So if, apologies, but I do want to see the documents that you have. So I don't want you to get me wrong. But
Wait, hold on. Our policy, I believe, is silent to this, is it not?
that's my recommendation.
I'm asking. I understand what your recommendation is.
It is silent to this, and I make a motion to that effect.
Wait, hold on. Councilmember Carn, can you just let me get my
start
question
down the road.
answered? Can you just let me get my question answered? Madam Brown, Madam Deputy Clerk, our policy is silent to this, correct?
Correct, that's why I asked Dr. Adediran for directives.
So I want to make sure Councilmember Carn has expressed his opinion on it. I want to see what the entire body feels on Mr. Ross sharing one photo. It is not, Mr. Ross, it is not a presentation, is that correct? It is just one photo?
Correct.
Okay. So, I think this might be a gap in our policy that we probably need to address and take up later. But for this particular instance, what is the will of the body? Councilmember McKenzie?
I have nothing to say. I'm absent.
No, you're here.
I abstain from speaking on it.
Okay.
I don't have a comment.
Councilmember Gay?
I think that's the city manager, the city attorney's call, and I think he's already given a directive to the clerk. I thought I heard a directive.
Yes,
I did too.
That's why I didn't say anything.
We determine what the policy is for public comment. And so that's why I'm asking what the body wishes to do in this instance.
I rather defer to the city manager.
I think we wish to defer it to the city manager.
Okay, I heard 2 defers to the city manager. Councilmember Arnold?
What does the policy say?
It is silent.
Mr. City Attorney? What
Yes,
is
ma'am.
your experience in situations like this?
I have never seen a citizen use audio-visual of the cities in public comments. Doesn't mean that it cannot be done. It is for this body to decide what your preference is. I agree with the mayor that you may want to address this at some point in your written policies. At present, it is not addressed, so you are called upon now to make a decision here and now on the fly.
My preference is not to make a decision on the fly, for us to be thoughtful about these decisions. I think that we've made enough decisions on the fly, and it's cost us, and it's cost our citizens.
I agree.
I agree. Those are my comments.
And keep in mind, again, if we do it for one citizen, we're gonna be obligated to do it for every citizen. So we do have to make a decision of some sort. And it will have to be on the fly, because we're here now. If we're gonna let this citizen do it, we're gonna have to let everybody else do it. So whether or not we want to do it on the fly, here it is. And, hey, and again, I'm fine with whatever you have to present to us and want to give to us. A handout I'm okay with, and we've gotten those before from citizens. It's important that we see and read whatever it is you want to give us. But again, a presentation is for me, something that I would not advise. We open that can of worms.
So is it okay if I just withdraw the photo?
If you could get us a copy of whatever you have.
Mr. Ross has a picture. She will take care of it.
Yeah.
Your interim city clerk will send you a copy.
Absolutely.
I just want to make a few quick comments. I'm already taking the road less traveled, which is tough enough, but I'm prepared to do that. I want to make it very clear, I'm not here to advocate for a power plant in College Park, but I am here to advocate for a backup solution for the grid system that is not adequately prepared to handle the growth in College Park, to handle the growth in Hartsfield, but more importantly, to handle the changes in climate change and all the hurricanes that we now begin to realize coming our way, coming to Georgia. So far, the City Council is the only one who has put a solution, backup solution on the table to address the inadequacy of the grid system that we have, that we're facing. So I take this road less traveled. No lithium battery station, no backup solution. It's a formula for most suffering for people in College Park. As you may have noticed, the red and black sign, no lithium battery signs are popping up through College Park, many of them at Ward 1. What does this mean, no lithium battery sign? What does it really mean? What does the sign really mean with no backup plan or no solution to provide power outage during an emergency, especially with the climate change coming down the pipe? For starters, the lithium battery station will provide College Park with a unique ability to store power when it's needed for the electrical grid when it fails us. It will help us during emergencies like a flood, Hurricane Debbie coming down the pipe right now, blackouts and peak demand time. The fact of the matter is that the current grid system and public preparation is not adequate enough to handle extended power outages coming from emergencies and coming from climate change. Not enough people can afford access to generators. The generators provide limited power for a limited amount of time to a small limited number of people. Many generators are subject to carbon monoxide poisoning, fuel depletion, and mechanical failure. It is not the most adequate, reliable backup system for the extended time of a power outage. A more reliable power outage solution is needed and needed now. For example, blackouts. What happened in a hospital when there was blackout power outages? The essential electrical system say a hospital must get its critical life support back on the grid in 10 seconds. Only had 10 seconds to do that. And the hospital must be prepared for 96 hours of fuel in an outage. It is not adequate. There's a lot of fuel you have to have on site, which create a whole new risk of danger. So the lithium battery power station signs, no lithium battery station, no power during extended outage, no backup power outage solution means no oxygen, no dialysis, no air conditioning, no vital equipment, no life support, no critical patient care. No lithium battery sign means death, suffering to the critical and life support systems.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Next, I have Stanley Muhammad of 4342 Lafayette Lane to discuss government issues.
Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you, Mayor and Council, citizens, and city officials. I would like to address the issue that came up when we tried to rent the Brady Recreation Center recently for 3 days a week for self-improvement, which is the basis of community development. And we had this program before, it was very successful under Mr. Tommy Anderson, very successful. He even called Miss Farah Pullen, who's actually over the Brady Recreation Center, and shared with Miss Michelle Johnson that we had a very successful program helping our downtrodden people in the city of College Park. Unfortunately, as a result of me communicating with Ms. Pullen and Ms. Johnson, and even had a meeting with the city manager and Councilwoman McKenzie with Ms. Johnson, all of the meetings and all the communication I have with them were documented. As a result, some kind of complaint letter was formed by Ms. Johnson saying that it came under the city's violent workplace or something of that nature according to the HR, as though I was harassing her, saying something that was actually disrespectful or under that umbrella of violence in the workplace. Following that, according to what I'm told, that Ms. Farah Pullen filed a similar letter. Their complaint, I never saw it. I did an opens record request, to request for it. In this country, you have a right to face your accusers. Never saw it. Opens record, time elapsed. I was told I would get it by July 26. I never received it. I received a letter from Ms. Gilbert saying there was an investigation done and there was no violation on my part founded. Now, I was wondering what Ms. Michelle Johnson's motive is. And the talk took me to Emmett Till. It took me to Rosewood, Florida. How a white woman accused Emmett Till of assaulting her. As a result, our brother, who was 14 years old, was murdered.
Thank you, sir.
Make a motion to finish your thought.
Thank you.
Is there a second? Motion dies for lack of a second.
Second.
Okay. All right. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Councilmember McKenzie, what is your vote?
Aye.
Councilmember Arnold?
Aye.
Okay, that's unanimous.
Thank you very much. And so I was told that Michelle Johnson wanted to get a temporary restraining order from a man that actually has no history of actually being violent towards anyone, particularly a woman. But her mindset parallels with a white racist woman who accused a black man of something he did not do. Same with Rosewood. In Rosewood, a black man was accused when a white woman was committing adultery with a man, and the white man beat her. And then she falsely accused a black man, and as a result, that black man who was innocent was murdered, and 50 black people, was actually murdered. And their property was burned. What was Michelle Johnson's intention? towards me. I never saw the letter, but Miss Gilbert, I asked her for it. Still haven't received it. But that, if you're dishonest and you lie, Miss Pullen, what is her intention? See, this is plantation politics all over again. A white woman accusing an innocent black man. And see, we got to understand, under that flag, our people were lynched. Our people were falsely accused. Under that flag, black men right now lavish in the prison system because someone lied. I'm not pledge allegiance to that flag. A flag that lynched my people to this very day. And Sonia Macy, killed by a white racist. We can't act like racism don't exist no more. White people here in College Park, I don't trust you. You prove that you actually love black people. We got Uncle Toms in College Park standing for white people, attacking our black council who's trying to help the downtrodden black people. House Negroes. I don't know what Miss Pullen's objective is. She asked me at the end of the conversation, Mr. Muhammad, will you help me mentor the young black children? I said, sure. I can't. It was a positive conversation. How did it turn out to be from that? I'm just passionate, brother. I'm all right. How did it turn out to be?
Excuse me.
I'm doing something violent.
Point order, man.
Y'all want to let him finish.
Point order, man. Point order. Point order. I don't see any reason why these officers are coming up. Let me finish talking. I don't see any reason why these officers are coming up, but I don't think that that's fair that you all are coming up on this man. But no. I don't see any reason why you're standing behind this man. He's not done anything to deserve this type of humiliation.
City Manager, now I do recall a few meetings ago when we had a staff employee that threatened, hollered, yelled, screamed, and cursed at a council member threatening them. Not one officer stood up. Not one officer got up behind someone. City Manager, whether we want to hear something or not, we just heard someone berate Mrs. McKenzie and berate myself.
Sure did.
No officers here.
That's right.
All right, so let's have a little fairness and equity here for all of our citizens. He's a citizen just like the other folks that spoke out against us. So he has a right to speak.
Thank you.
Chief, let's make sure we're equal with everyone and fair with everyone. Now, people will be argumentative, and that's just part of the deal up here, and we have to sit up here and listen to it because this is when the public is frustrated, they come in public comments, and that's their right to do so. But we're not going to pick and choose what we feel is threatening and what we feel is not. Everybody here that came through this door was checked and screened, so, hey, some people are angry, some people are upset, some people are frustrated. And it's their right to have their say and speak their piece. So that's just my opinion here. Chief, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And City Manager, I'm going to let you handle that. But we want to keep things even-handed here. And I don't see any threatening issues going on here at all. I hear people that are frustrated, and that's understandable. And there's been years where they line up and fuss, and we have to sit here and listen. And that's part of our jobs. So if we don't feel threatened, no one else should. Please continue.
Thank you. I want to say I have a wife and children and grandchildren, and I have faithfully served this city. I haven't asked the city for a dime. I'm talking about taking money out of my pocket and renting a facility and helping our people. What is her motive? Why would you lie on someone? I could have went to jail as a result of that. And so really, is it fair that it's unfounded that I didn't do anything of violence, that she escapes the consequences. Now, the law of justice is this. If I were guilty, then the penalty that would be on me should be on her head and Ms. Pullen's head for lying on me. So I'm saying this, you know, Mayor and Council, city officials, I love black people, and I'm not apologizing for that. Even the ones who don't agree with me. And I'm going to carry my ancestors' cry, Eric Garner, Sandra Bland, George Floyd. That wasn't way back then. That was under that flag. And all of our people who are suffering under white racists, we need to pick them all out of College Park and remove them before we have another situation, a black man or black woman murdered because, or sent to jail because of a lie. So I'm exposing it, and I'm asking you as mayor and council to look into it, because I was told there was a full investigation I was not a part of. Because when there's an investigation, I'm told by my teacher, the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, you bring all parties together, and then you'll find out where the truth lies, and you'll find out where the lie lies. I got evidence to prove they're lying, and I'll put that evidence before anyone. But I want to say that I want to help our people, and I'm asking you all to allow me to do what we did before. And I don't want, and I was told after I was exonerated, to limit my contact with Ms. Pullen and Ms. Johnson. Well, why would I do that? They're employed with College Park, so they're going to limit their service towards me? But me and my family pay taxes every year. It doesn't make sense, as though I am a threat to them. Last meeting I had with Ms. Johnson and Dr. Emmanuel was there, Councilwoman McKenzie. We shook hands. I said, have a good day. It was real pleasant. How from that, a letter comes out that I was actually, she feels intimidated being in my presence. I was just at Ward 1's town hall meeting. Ms. Johnson was there, and she saw me, and she made her business and said, good morning, good morning. That don't sound like someone who's intimidated by my presence. So what I'm saying, I want it to be investigated, and they're found to be dishonest. As the HR ethics policy talks about, when someone's dishonest like that, they should be terminated. There should be an example made, because I could have went to jail. I could have been terribly put up as someone who's violent and who's evil towards a woman. So I'm asking us to please look into this, and justice is swift. I should have a copy of that letter immediately to see what they're accusing me of. And then Ms. Pullen, to be out, and last conversation we had, I got the proof of it. Mr. Muhammad, will you please help me mentor the boys? I said, absolutely I will. How from that conversation she feels threatened by my presence? So I want to thank you all for allowing me this extra time. And that was on my heart. And I just pray that we can all come together based on truth and righteousness. Not based on, because I got a theology and the teachings based upon the teachings of the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, what Malcolm X taught. I don't care what people think about it, but I'm going to respect your belief too. I'm going to respect if you're a Catholic, if you're a Jew, or whatever your belief is, but don't make me to be you. And that's what we want, cookie cutters. We want everyone to be somebody else. No, I'm going to be Brother Stanley Muhammad, and I'm going to stand for my people. I love my people, and I don't care who don't like it. The cry of my ancestors will always be in my ears, and I will speak for the voiceless. May God bless us to be successful and be the city of freedom, justice, and equality for all, regardless of creed, class, or color. City Council, keep up the good work. Assalamu alaikum.
Next on the agenda, consideration of an action on the request to set the public hearing date for the conditional use permit for the foster care support services unincorporated children's program youth at 1699 Phoenix Parkway.
This is Rogoff Ezra. How are you? Is there a date for, what is the date?
This is just to set the public hearing for the next session on the 19th.
For the next council meeting?
Yes,
Okay.
but the applicant is here in case you have a.
We're just setting the date, though.
Just setting
Is there
the
a
date.
motion?
Motion.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Arnold. Any discussion?
That was
McKenzie.
McKenzie.
I saw Arnold.
Oh,
I saw Arnold. She said it. Any discussion? All right. No discussion. We'll move to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, that passes unanimously.
Mayor, I have a question.
Councilmember Gay?
Because we adopted a motion to end by a certain time tonight,
Yep, 21 minutes from now.
does this body mind if we take the consent agenda out of order?
Well, let's just move as quickly as we can here so we can get on out
Well,
of
we
here.
can get to it, Joe.
We'll do the consent agenda.
Where's the consent agenda on the agenda?
I'd like to
So
make a
it's not-
motion
I was
that
gonna
we
put it first.
Wait,
accept.
hold on 1 second, hold on.
I was gonna put it first anyway.
Okay, all right.
Yes.
Okay, thanks, Queenie.
So next up, is the consent agenda. You all want me to read the titles or just the letters?
The mayor
The
already
mayor
read it.
She already read everything.
Okay, perfect. All right. So the consent agenda, which includes items M, H, O, P, R, S, U, W, X, Y, and double A.
So
Is
moved.
there a motion? Thank you, Councilmember Gay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Councilmember Carn. Have we considered going with anyone else for the billing, Mr. Scott? I saw that we're renewing on Paymentus, but have there been any other conversations about any other billing? Services, because I know that some are lower, and we've heard from the community that they'd like to see it even lower.
Yes, ma'am. We are making some considerations.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry to interrupt you. This is a consent agenda.
Yeah.
There's no discussion.
Yeah, there's discussion before you.
No, then we could be having discussion with everything.
I thought the motion was to adopt it and then.
You pass the consent agenda, but if you have
There's
questions,
a motion and
they're all together.
City
So
Attorney,
this
will
is
you
the
help
only
us with
time that
this?
anybody gets to ask any questions about it. And before, you didn't want me to ask questions about
Well, no, I
Paymentus.
don't mind you talking.
I'm just trying to figure out.
I just didn't know if we could talk after we do a consent agenda.
I have a question.
I have a suggestion.
Well, the city attorney just spoke. What did you say, sir?
The point of a consent agenda is to forego discussion on those items that don't require discussion and to vote it up or down. That's the very nature and purpose of a consent agenda. If you're going to have discussion on the items, then they shouldn't be on the consent agenda.
I have a question. Did we not vote on the consent agenda earlier?
No,
to
we
make
just
it a
voted to
consent
add
agenda.
it.
Just to, okay.
To make it a
Okay.
consent agenda.
Just add it.
So, Mr. Scott,
Can we
can
just,
I just
I'd like
ask
to
a
make,
question? Yeah, and now we're in discussion.
we're
Point
not
of
in
order, Mayor.
discussion.
We are
There
not
is no
in
discussion for a consent
City
agenda.
Manager, I have a suggestion.
So we are
If
here to do
anybody-
the,
Mayor, point of order.
we're here to do the work of the people.
Point of order,
And
Mayor.
again, I just want to ask the question
Point-
because people
point of
want
ma-
to know about whether or not
I
we can
think I
find
can
a
help.
less expensive solution.
I think
And
I
so
can help
I'm just-
resolve this for you, if you give
but
me
I-
1
But
second.
I think
here.
Mr. Scott actually can because he's over the department.
Mayor.
And so if you just let me ask Mr. Scott the
Mayor.
question, that's it. It's a yes or no question. I just
Mayor,
want to know the answer.
According to our guidelines, you're not supposed to be deliberating on these
Can you cite that
topics.
specific section of
City Manager,
ordinance
what I would suggest, if
2024-01?
anyone has any questions for Mr. Scott or anyone else, that they can follow up with them. This is a consent agenda, and that's what we're doing. So if anyone has any other questions, they can follow up with them.
But I have a question now, because our community has a question about it now.
For the consent
And
agenda,
I
we will
understand
get
that,
every
sir.
answer that we need.
I
Again,
absolutely understand it, and I don't want to belabor the point. I just want the question answered. So, Mr. Scott.
Mr. Denmark.
Mr. Scott, could you?
Point of
I get
order.
it. I'm asking this question because I have been
Point of order,
elected
Mayor.
by, I understand. But I'm asking the question
we
because
outside of our
because the
policies,
residents
city
have the
attorney?
question. You don't have any,
Okay,
you don't have a policy on a consent agenda. I just want to ask the question, have we looked to other programs? Have we looked to other billing programs that might be less expensive? That's the only question I have. Mr. Scott, have we?
Mr. Parliamentarian, are we in order or out of order?
Why would we not
you're
want
out
our
of order.
citizens to know the
I
answer to
cannot
this
hear
question?
you.
Can you say that
City
clearer,
attorney,
please,
could you
Winston
repeat
Dickman?
You're out of order.
Who's
This
out
is-
of order?
No, the whole body. This is a consent agenda,
Okay.
and you should vote it up or down. Discussion and debate is not for a consent agenda.
Okay,
Where is that
motion
in
to-
Robert's?
Motion to call for the vote.
Where is that in Robert's rules, Mr. Denmark?
I make a motion to call for
The
the vote.
council
I'm
asked my
asking him a
opinion.
question. Do you wanna let him
I'm
answer?
certainly not going to be interrogated. I've given my opinion as it relates to what a
Oh,
consent
Mr.
agenda
Denmark,
is.
I'm
I've
not
been doing this for
interrogating
26
you. I'm just
years.
asking where it's found.
Madam Mayor, I've given my opinion. The body can do as it sees fit. My opinion is that it is inappropriate to have discussion during a consent agenda. It is in the very nature of a consent agenda to avoid discussion. That's why it's on a consent agenda. You're doing it by consent. Therefore, that is my opinion.
And I understand, Mr. Denmark,
Mayor,
and I,
with
and
all due
wait,
respect,
wait,
you're out of
wait,
order here,
thank you.
Mayor.
But see,
Okay,
here's the thing.
Mayor,
Here's
with
the-
all due respect,
I understand if
you are out of order here. and I would
Councilmember
ask that
Carn,
we just have
I
some
understand
decorum
that
and
you
follow
don't
the
want me to
guidelines
speak.
that we have.
I am so clear that you don't want me to
Mayor,
speak. I'm so clear
I
you
want
don't want,
your
you don't
questions
even
to
want to
be
say hello to me,
answered.
and that's fine. But what it is
Mayor,
that what I
that's
want to
not what
say
it
is
is.
that these residents
Mayor.
had no idea when they walked in here that we were doing a consent
Mayor,
agenda.
you initiated consent agendas
We,
yourself.
but we did not have one communicated to the public ahead of time. Everyone thought we were coming in here for 33 items. And now they've all been grouped together. So the questions that people had on those items are ones that basically we're saying now, with no warning, you can't answer.
City Manager,
And so
I'd
at this
I'd like to
point,
make a suggestion
I just
to
want to
take
make
care of things
sure
for the public.
that,
My suggestion is
and
this,
I might,
that
and
any
the thing
questions
is
the
that
public has,
I don't
send those
understand
questions
why
to the
it is
city clerk.
so intimidating
make
for
sure the
me to
department
put my
heads
voice out here.
will answer those
Because
questions.
again, we are all here to serve the community. We are here, and it is all about the fact that I keep on speaking. And it is such a problem that we are spending taxpayer money going through our agendas and our minutes, figuring out when I speak. When the only question that I have is, have we explored another means for payment for our residents that could be less expensive? That's the only question I have. Mr. Scott, is the answer yes or no?
Mayor Pro Tem.
Mr. Scott.
I don't think we can really have a meeting under these circumstances
Right,
here at all.
Mayor, since you,
I don't think this is
Mayor,
proper
since
at all.
you're out of order,
Completely out
it
of
may
order.
be that we're gonna have to stop our council meeting tonight. As
Yeah,
Mayor
we-
Pro
I
Tem.
think we
Because
do.
you're out
Make
of
a
order.
motion
We
to
can't
suspend
conduct
I'm
it.
gonna make I make a motion, we suspend this meeting. The mayor is completely out of order, and it's totally out of order, and we can't conduct a meeting this way. That's my motion to adjourn the meeting.
You have a motion to suspend
I
or
have a
adjourn?
motion to adjourn this meeting.
You have
Do I
a motion
second?
to adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Wait, no, we already have a motion on the floor.
We do have a motion on the floor. You're right, for the
Well,
consent
we could-
agenda.
We could
You're
not do
right.
that because the
You're right.
mayor would not allow the motion to go forward.
So is anyone withdrawing their motion? Is anyone withdrawing their motion for the consent agenda?
I'd like to modify the motion, Councilman Carn.
Okay.
That we adopt the consent agenda items and suspend the meeting.
I'll second that.
Okay, so there's a motion to adopt the consent agenda items and then suspend the meeting. Until what point?
Until the mayor decides
I'm
that
sorry.
he's gonna follow the guidelines that we set out for decorum in the meeting.
Well, we already have a motion today that we're gonna end anyway, so you only have a few more minutes anyway.
So
We actually have 15
the suspension,
more
the
minutes for this
suspension of the meeting is, suspending and adjourning the meeting are two different things. So suspending the meeting until when?
We're going to adjourn. not suspend, adjourn.
Okay, so the motion is to approve the consent agenda
And
and
adjourn.
adjourn the meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
You made the motion.
Second.
Okay. Councilmember Gay has made a motion to approve the consent agenda and adjourn the meeting, and Councilmember Carn has seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion. We have 15 minutes left anyway on the clock for this meeting, and my recommendation would be that we just finish out the 15 minutes. It's also my hope that we can, in these 15 minutes, have a decent meeting where we follow the decorum and the order that has been set. If we're talking about concerns about our citizens right now, I think the greatest concern, aside from maybe people being able to have additional information, is for people to be able to have a governing body and a mayor that we can be proud of. And right now, this does not look good. This is not appropriate. This is making the city of College Park look like we are out of order completely. So it's my desire at this time that we would finish what we started this evening, saying we would end this meeting at 9:30, and that we would, for 15 minutes, attempt to be civil in this place for the sake of the residents of the city of College Park. Let's get out of our flesh. Let's get past these attitudes and these opinions and this need to be heard, to be seen, to be the one that's in charge right now, and let's take care of the people's business for the next 15 minutes.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor?
Aye.
I support Councilwoman McKenzie's motion.
That wasn't a motion, that was just a comment. So all those in favor?
Councilwoman McKenzie, the motion.
Councilmember McKenzie, I remove my motion. I support Councilwoman McKenzie's motion. If, Mayor, if you can behave yourself for the end, to the end of the
Excuse me.
meeting.
Hold on, wait, hold on one second. Wait, wait,
9:30.
wait a minute, hold on.
It's 9:20.
Hold on. Wait,
Okay, can
wait,
we-
It's
wait,
9:20.
wait,
I know we got
wait.
10 minutes.
The motion is, and Councilmember Gay made the motion. It was to approve the consent agenda and then adjourn the meeting. Councilmember Carn seconded. Have you withdrawn that second?
I withdraw that
I-
second.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna
is there-
modify my motion. Motion is to accept the consent agenda and to adjourn at the time that this body agreed on at the start of the meeting, which is 9:30.
Second.
Okay, so we have 11 minutes left. All right. And so that is,
Second.
hold on. All right, so that's at 9:19. Okay. All right, so Councilmember McKenzie has seconded. Any discussion? I've got some. Because I think that
this
it is
inappropriate right now.
it is always appropriate for us to stand up on behalf of our residents. And I won't apologize for doing that. And apparently, we've lost a quorum. So my speaking has led to them leaving. Not sure why, but we don't have a quorum. So we'll wait until and see if they come back at 9:30. We've continued to lose quorum. We already said we were going to end at 9:30. We've got a quorum back. All 4 members of council are here. Council members McKenzie, Carn, Arnold, and Gay are still present. And so I do want to say that the idea that we are not here as a body that is elected to serve, well, let me back that up. We're here to do the work, all of us, and we bring different perspectives to that work. And we bring different viewpoints. And I think that we need to work to make sure that all of those viewpoints are heard. And so I understand that some would want me to conduct myself or behave in a different way. But I'm not 4 years old.
Mayor, may I ask you a
And
question,
what
Mayor?
I want to say is.
Mayor, may I ask you a
again,
question?
And I'm going to continue to speak because I think
I
it
have
is
a question for you,
important.
that's all.
I understand that there is a motion on the floor, and I find
I just
it
want to know if you
extremely-
care about us getting this business taken care of
I
tonight.
absolutely care about
Because
the
you keep
business.
talking, and you're not talking about the business. So could you please at least talk about the business of this, of the city? Please, Mayor,
Absolutely.
please, let us continue
Absolutely.
with the
Let's talk
business
about
of the
the
city.
business.
Because
So, in
the
regard
point
to
you're
the
making
pay-
right now is not helping us make decisions. And I'm getting text messages because there's some things that really need to be decided tonight.
I know. But
If you
wanted to
know,
end the
then can you
meeting at
please do
9:30.
likewise?
And
Please, please, Mayor.
I know. I'm over in a corner throwing
You
a
all have
tantrum.
seen me ask your
See,
mayor,
here's the thing.
please, so that we can move forward. So I do hope that when everybody posts on social media tonight, that as you're posting, you're remembering that time is being wasted.
Can we move on with the vote?
I'm still concerned about paymentus. And so I'm concerned about
City
whether
manager,
or not we're
point of
getting.
order. City manager, if the mayor's out of order, may I,
I'm just speaking about, I'm concerned about us getting the best
as the mayor
deal.
pro tem,
That's
may I
it.
call the motion?
Sir,
No, you may not. I'm the presiding officer.
What the issue is that if any member of the governing body is out of order, there can be a motion to declare that member out of order. It could be any member of the city council. If you're out of order, there can be a motion declaring such for the entire governing body. Every single member of the governing body is subject to the will of the majority of the governing body. No person is above the law. If you feel that one member is out of order, there can be
Obstructing
a
the
motion to
meeting.
that effect, and the will of the governing body will prevail by majority vote.
So I
Thank you,
have
sir.
a motion.
We
If
have
we're
a
going-
motion
I
on
have,
the floor. And
Override
so,
the chair, you have to
is
override the
there,
chair.
is there any additional conversation on
Motion
the
to
motion?
override the chair. I have something I need to say, point of order. Now, I have a motion, and these other motions, if we are gonna continue this meeting, it is obvious that we cannot continue this meeting with the mayor at the helm here. Now, I will make a motion that the mayor pro tem, if we want to continue, so that we can actually move forward with the business of this city, that's fine. But otherwise, and Mayor, you should absolutely be ashamed of yourself, of your behavior. You are behaving like a kindergartner. And I would like us to move on with this meeting. My motion is to move on with this meeting without the mayor in charge. That is my motion. And with the mayor pro tem taking the remainder of the meeting.
I'm gonna give you a second, but that motion is still outside of the motion that's pending.
We have a current motion
Right.
pending.
Motion to suspend those motions and
City
motion to
manager,
move forward with
come
this
on, City
motion.
The individual who made the motion would have to withdraw.
Who made it? Was it
motion.
me or
Okay, I'm
Roger?
gonna withdraw the motion.
And I withdraw my second.
Okay,
And I reiterate my motion, which is the same.
I am here as the presiding
If we're
officer.
can I have a
continue on.
second?
And
There-
there, what
I made
motion
my
is, there,
motion.
there is no motion under Robert's rules to make the mayor pro tem.
No,
What-
my
what-
motion is to move forward with this meeting with the mayor.
I am here presiding,
motion
I am
has-
the
the
presiding
motion- the
officer.
motion has-
Under the charter, I am the presiding
The
officer.
motion of the body has deemed that you are out of order.
Mayor,
That's
you're not presiding properly, Mayor.
So that's a second, and so all those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, I'm gonna move, clerk, that we, call the motion on the consent agenda.
I'd like to make a motion that we move forward and adopt the consent agenda for this evening.
And that's,
What was the first motion,
I'll
Councilman
second.
Carn?
I'm sorry. What was
the first motion was that the mayor's out of
We're
order
moving
and
forward
Mayor pro
without the mayor,
tem shall preside.
We're moving forward with the meeting
This-
without the mayor.
I am here, I am the presiding officer,
mayor is
and
here, and that's
I
the
am,
motion.
Okay, and then the second motion
despite you
is
feeling
that-
like I'm out of order or not, I am the mayor of this city, I am the presiding officer of this body.
The second motion, clerk, is that
The,
we accept the consent agenda, and that was the second. No one opposed. Motion passes.
Who, Councilman Gay, you motioned, who seconded?
I made the motion.
Okay, I'm sorry, McKenzie motion, who seconded?
I've made the second, I
Thank
believe.
you,
And motion passes.
thank you.
All right, please sound the
Okay.
next item.
Also, it's 9:27. What is the next item, Queenie?
Next item, consideration of an action on the approval of the down payment assistance home buyers workshop. This is requested by Selissa Jefferson and Jennine Hunter. This will service all wards.
Is there a motion?
That motion was to be taken off the agenda.
Yeah, we're not gonna.
There was no motion to take it off the agenda. Is there a motion to remove
take
it?
up, Mayor, the
If
motion
I
to
am the
take it off the
presiding
agenda.
officer, I am not putting up with this. I am the presiding officer of this body.
Mayor,
Is there a
we-
motion
we
to
just-
remove
We
it?
voted to continue without you presiding at
I am
this
here.
particular meeting.
I am going to speak.
We understand
I am
you
going
are
to
here.
preside.
Okay.
Mayor Pro Tem,
Is there a motion to remove it from the
Mayor Pro Tem.
agenda? Is there a motion to remove it from the agenda?
There's a motion, clerk.
Is there a motion to remove it
take
from
it
the
off.
agenda?
How about there just be no motion made? Okay, you put
Is
a
there a
motion, no
motion?
one's making a motion.
Is there a
Okay.
motion
There's
to
no motion.
approve?
I'm gonna call
is
a
silent.
motion to,
It is silent.
Shut it down, everybody go.
all right.
Everybody,
I
please.
don't think
I
we're
do
gonna
need,
be
we
able
do need to
have-
vote on the one-way street, though. We have,
yeah, let's, now, we need to handle that business. What is the next item, Queenie?
it's very important that we at least move to, I'd like to make a motion that we at least consider item number I before we leave tonight,
Is there a motion?
for
Excuse
safety
me.
reasons.
Is there a motion?
Mayor
Yeah.
Pro Tem,
Councilmember Carn, you are out of order. Is there a motion
no, I am not.
to approve item
I'm not out
8I?
of order.
Is
No,
there a
I'm not
motion
out
to
of
approve item 8I?
Mayor Pro Tem, you're
I-
presiding over the meeting.
I am presiding
call-
over this meeting.
No,
I am
you're
the,
not.
I am the presiding officer of this meeting. I am presiding.
Okay.
Is there a motion
No,
on
Mayor-
item
Mayor-
8I?
Mayor, you are not the
I,
presiding officer.
is there a motion? I'm not going anywhere.
Mayor
Is
Pro
there a
Tem,
motion
there
on
is a
item
mo-
8I?
Mayor Pro
Is
Tem,
there a motion on
what do we have
item
on the next
8I?
agenda item?
Is there a motion on item 8I? Thank you, Council, Chief Rogers. Is there a motion?
Chief,
We have already,
Just
Is-
shut it down.
all right,
Shut it down.
Is there a motion?
all right. I think we need.
Before we shut it down, I would like to call a motion that we vote on the one-way street.
All
And
right,
I
thank you,
second it.
Councilmember.
I'll make
Thank you,
that
Councilmember
That
Gay.
motion
If there's
passes.
there is a
You guys
motion.
need to come back.
There is a
Wait,
motion
it's
from
passed.
Councilmember
It's
Gay.
passed.
Passed.
No, there was not a vote.
This
There is a-
meeting,
there-
this meeting is adjourned.
There wasn't a vote.
This meeting's adjourned.
It looks like we've lost a quorum.
You should really be ashamed of yourself.
Councilmember Carn, I am proud to serve the city every single day.
That's the way you
We'll see you back in 2 weeks.
No, they didn't.